Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jay, the Healthy Accountant, and I've got something special for you today. And look, I'm excited to share it. I'm excited that it became clear to me what I should share because sometimes a lot of times you want to share stuff with people, with the people that you want to help, and you want to make sure that what you do share is going to get them value, is going to help them. So I'm really digging in just knowing that today's value is going to set you up for something great. All right. So were you able to keep a secret? I don't know. It didn't matter. You didn't have to keep a secret. This won't be a secret. This will be something that you can use and you can give to anyone. And what I'm going to give to you today is the 6 steps. 6 steps. That's all you're going to need. 6 steps to create your life. That's what this is. This is about creating your life. It's not about a business. It's not about a relationship. It's not about losing weight. It's about creating your life. And I want you to pay attention to this because these 6 steps are based on the principles of creation. And these are principles that's embedded into all of the good that happens in the world. Anyone that's super successful, they've used these principles in their life in order to get where they have gotten. So I want you to use these principles. I want you to use them to grow your life, not just your business, but I want you to take your life to a new level. And so look, let's just think about how these principles start. In the beginning, it was said that the earth was nothing. It was without form and void. And God, or whatever you believe God to be, an energy source, or shows up and is like, okay, well, he looks around. He's got his plan now. Remember, he's got his plan because God doesn't do anything without a plan. Everything is based on prior thinking and prior planning. That's what I've learned about him or about her, whoever he is. I've never met God, but I know him as my energy source. And so here it is. Nothing's here. And he says, let there be. That's the first thing, be. And I want to stop there because let there be says a lot about God, about who he is and how he operates. Because whatever he says or whatever he thinks is going to happen, let there be light. There was never light on this particular place, and he says, let there be light. There was light, and then there was evening, there was morning, and that's it. Nothing else. Do you think he could have said, let there be light, let there be other things, and let me create this and let me create? Do you think he could have done that all in one day? I believe he could have done it all in one day, but he wanted to set precedent. He wanted to show us that, look, you got a business, you got a life, but look, let's think about your life. You want a life. You want a life. What is your idea? This is your light. What is your idea of your life? Wrapped in the day 2 is how I'm going to help you to deal with that idea. Because look, you said, let there be. And so now you got this idea and you're like, well, what do I do with it? All right, you don't do anything. But here on day 2, what he did was he says, now let me separate the atmosphere. Because right now the atmosphere was nothing. There was light, but there was nothing else. The atmosphere was nothing but water. So he separated the water, this vapor that was here on the earth. He separated. He says, I'm going to create heavens, which was the sky, and I'm going to create the actual water on the land. I'm going to just have the water on the ground or on the land, and then I'm going to have the atmosphere. You call that heavens. So think about what he did. He removed all limits from the earth. He's removing the limits. So he's got light, remove limits. You've got light, which is your idea. Then the second step is now remove all limits associated with your idea because it's huge. There's no limits. There's no limits to this idea, to this light that you have now created. Day two is over. It's like, well, that's it. Nothing else. That is it. We're chilling. There's no rush. I got a plan, is what he's saying. So step number one was light, which is your idea. Step number two, he separated the atmosphere, right? Which made the heavens, and he and basically just made all the water just on the ground. But then on day three, he says, you know what? Let's do this. Let's take the water and now divide it from the land. We're going to make dry land now. This is called earth. We're going to make dry land, and we're going to have the waters in certain places, because it's not going to cover the whole place in water. But here's the thing. Now we're setting the stage for growth. See, now here's what we just did. Here's what we just got to catch this. Number one was light, your idea. Number two, which was separating the atmosphere, which was now removing all limits from what it is that we have to do in creating this life, or this earth is what he was creating. Then it's number three, it's now putting in infrastructure for growth. Oh, this is good. He's putting in infrastructure for growth. He's saying, all right, I'm going to create some dry land. I want the dry land, and I don't want the water to cover the whole thing, because, I don't need the water everywhere. I want the water here, 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 but then dry land, because things have to grow. There has to be plants. There have to be trees. So now there's these things that can produce. Ooh, look at this. Now your idea is producing something. It's starting to produce, which now you're setting the seeds of growth. What are the seeds of growth for you? Positivity. That's what the seeds of growth is. You cannot have anything with negative. You cannot have anything good with negativity. So now, as you've had your idea, step number one. Step number two, you've taken off all limits. Taken off all limits on this idea. Step number three, you're now using the seeds of positivity to now start fueling the growth of this idea. These are only 3 steps here. We got 3 more steps. See, the thing is this. You are creating a life, a big life. And you gotta take some time to think about what this life is going to be. And so if you skip a step along the way, that may cost you later. So you want to always be thinking with no limits. You know what I'm saying? No limits. You got your positive seeds. You're ready to start bearing some fruit. That was step number 3. Step number 4, he says, well, I got to put something here that separates the day from night, that says that there's a light for the day and there's a light for the night, right? So he used sun. He says, I'm going to put the sun up there, and that's going to be, what's going to be known as the daytime. I'm going to use the moon, what's going to be known as the light for the night. So these 2 things are going to control the days. They're going to control, the seasons. Whether it's cold or hot, they're going to control everything. So think about what you did in step 3. You've got your seeds now starting, to get planted, because you're going to start multiplying something with all that positivity that you have. Now, in order to keep that growing at the right pace, what is it that you have to do in step 4? Because God said, well, I'm going to put the sun and the moon. Now you've got to set infrastructure for yourself that will control your days and your nights. So it's kind of like, if you want to set your own infrastructure, it's what's the 2 things? What's the 2 things, on one in a day and one at night, that you would do that will control your days? It's going to control your ups and your downs, because you've already planted the seeds of positivity in step number 3. So what is it that you have to now do? You have to see, this way you got to choose something. You're going to choose something that you'll always do. that will keep things going at the right pace. Maybe what that is you take time every single day, right? What's your sun? Your sun is when you spend the first 30 minutes of your day and you're giving thanks. That's going to set the tone for your day. And at nighttime, you're going to remember, you're going to have gratitude. You're going to be gracious for everything that happened. And this is going to set the tone for your days, your weeks, your years, your seasons. That's going to be your sun and your moon, which is every day, setting the tone in the morning, every evening, setting the tone in the evening for how your day went, whether or not you came into some challenges. This is what's going to help you to navigate, knowing that you would do these things, knowing that these things are in place right now. Step number 4. Now, step number 5, on day number 5, that's when it was like, now I got most of my infrastructure in place. You know what? I can go ahead and fill the waters because he divided the waters. He's got seas and oceans. I'm going to fill the waters and I'm going to fill the air. So you have to now start filling your life up. You're filling up your life. Maybe it's your business, right? You got this business you want to get off the ground. You got to start filling your life up with those with those customers, those seeds of customers. If it's for your family, you've got to start filling your life up with all the great things that you're going to help your family with. See, because now you've got the birds in the air, and you've got the the fish in the sea. That's what God did. But now you have to now start filling up the infrastructure in step number 5. Step number 6. See, step number 6 is a great thing because this is where he says, this is why I did it all. I created all of this for what? He created all of it for us, for man and woman. He didn't create it and then say, well, you know what? I'm going to name all the fish and all that. No, he allowed us to do it all. So who are you doing this for? Why would you even take time to build anything, to build a life? Why would you do it? You've got a family, you've got clients, it's so many reasons why. You got to have a really good reason why you would want to get all the way through this process of creation so that you can build the life that you want. But if you miss a step on day number 2, step number 3, if you miss a step, then when you get to step number 6, something's going to go out of whack, and then you're going to be like, well, what happened? And why are things not working? And why didn't I get clients this month? And why is this and why is that? You would be asking these questions, but you skipped a step somewhere. And I want to kind of slow down because that is part of the problem with a lot of us. We've done things, but we've skipped steps thinking that we could get right to it. See, a lot of times we go through programs and, we get training and it seems so simple. Okay, what do I have to do? All I have to do is this, bam, let me do it. But then you're not getting the results. Like, why am I not getting the results? I've done all the stuff. I've created the content. I've got the advertising out there, but the advertising's not working. What happened? See, something along the way you missed. You didn't set the seeds right. You didn't have all that positive information, all that positive seeds on the ground. Maybe you didn't have the idea quite crafted the way that it should have been crafted. I don't know. But that's the thing. If you don't get through these steps properly, then you could easily be at step number 6. Where now you're just working, right? You're just pushing out and you're just trying to make everything work for your life, trying to make the money, trying to lose the weight, trying to get the family together, and stuff isn't going right. So you never get to step number 7. See, because the bonus step is rest. Is when you know that your fruits are basically, coming towards you. You can rest. You can be grateful because everything that you've done is working. I never got to go and fix it. You know, I just got to pay attention to it. I never got to come back and fix it. Just got to come back. I just got to pay attention. I'm going to tell you, man, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of when you understand this creation process. When you understand this creation process, then you could lose it all. It could all be destroyed, and you could get it all back. I recently heard, successful online marketing person who's been around for a long time. He says, I'll just tell you straight up, if I were to lose it all today, which I don't want to do that, but if I did, I would get it all back. I would have it back. I would have back the money. Like if he lost like all the stuff, it would take him a little bit longer to get the stuff because that's an accumulation. But he says if I were to, if I were to lose it all, I'll be able to get the money back. I'll be able to get my money where it needed to be or where I am today fairly quickly. And that's because when you understand this creation process, the right steps you have to go through, the level in which you have to change how you think, the deep passion you have to serve other people, man, it's just like clockwork. It all will work. So look, I'm hoping that today you can take away from this, even if you have to watch it multiple times, take something away from this and go use it. Take the steps. Take a piece of it. Take something. Go use it. Go do something. And let me know what happened. Let me know that you've taken this idea of, you know what? I've got to create the life that I want. I've got to create the life. And if I follow a clear blueprint, it's by default that I'll get there. This is all embedded into this is ancient wisdom that we all have access to, but many of us won't use it. So will you use this information? Will you do something today? Look, I challenge you. Do something today to change how you think about what you're doing and let me know how it went. All right, guys, I look forward to hearing from you. God bless you. Take care.